A spike in fertilizer prices has farmers scrambling to find what they need ahead of spring planting. I'm Clinton Griffiths. The military action with Iran has led to the virtual shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz, disrupting shipping routes and curbing supplies around the world. Now Friday, Josh Linville, the fertilizer expert for StoneX, posted the following, saying Middle East April urea costs are up 42% from the previous week, while NOLA April urea was 30% higher. Agnews Michelle Rook joins me. Michelle, you've been checking on fertilizer supplies and what is ready to go for planting.
Well, Clinton, the good news is in the upper Midwest, where it takes the longest to get product in place, fertilizer supplies are in pretty good shape. Company officials tell me they have 85 to 90% of the product already in warehouses, with more rail cars in transit. However, they do admit at least the last of the urea supplies could be tight. As Scott Johnson prepares for the 2026 planting season, he's glad he was proactive on his fertilizer plants, especially as prices surged tied to the Iran war.
Well, I've got all my fertilizer booked already, so I'm not super concerned with that.
And fortunately, his CHS retailer in Grand Forks reassured him they have fertilizer in place.
They got to bring in 2 more in season, but they've got a lion's share of it already on site. So having it bought or booked and knowing it's already here, I'm not as concerned.
Officials at the CHS Ag Industry Day told farmers fertilizer supplies are good, except a small amount of urea they source from the Middle East.
So there is a gap. Fortunately, it happened towards the end of the season, not at the beginning. So I think we're in pretty good shape, but it's not all here.
So CHS is looking at alternative sources for those last tons.
Prices have risen. Now, what other origins that manufacture urea, are they able to fill that gap or not? And it's still a little bit early to see, but markets have a way of working.
While global urea prices rose $120 to $130 last week, CHS retail locations in the upper Midwest are still offering bids.
We've got a supply plan in place, so we're able to still keep offering, but the price isn't great.
Last fall, fertilizer was applied, but many farmers in the region pre-booked fertilizer, which helps.
So we're between 80 and 85%, which is not uncommon going at this time of the year.
Fertilizer companies like Mosaic aren't being hit as hard.
Fortunately, we are a phosphate and a potash company. And so it doesn't affect us maybe as much as some other companies out there.
And while spring supplies will be tight, Cook says the upper Midwest has a lot of product in storage.
So a lot of the warehouses in this neck of the woods are pretty full. And so we've been fortunate to be able to ship throughout the winter. We've been fortunate to keep a lot of our tons domestic. And so we're feeling pretty good about where things are at.
However, if the Iran war continues to disrupt shipping the next 2 weeks, getting the remainder of spring fertilizer needs to farmers may be tough. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Day.